Empty hallways, vacant storefronts.
When you compare walking through it now as opposed to walking through it 30 years ago, there's a tremendous difference.
Hamburg Town Supervisor Jim Shaw says the Mckinley Mall has seen a steady decline in foot traffic through the years, as one after one, anchor tenants like Sears, Macy's, and Bon-Ton have closed their doors.
And so it's a big concern.
Ann Reindfuss is a sales associate at the B-Flow store in the mall. She says the store is doing better than they were pre-pandemic.
A great atmosphere in the store, and being adjacent to the parking lot, I think that's helped a lot.
But Ann says there's less foot traffic on the inside of the mall, and it's probably thanks to online shopping.
I know a lot of customers are shopping online. I know a lot of customers have told us they're shopping early.
According to Adobe Analytics, U.S. online sales for September increased 43% compared to 2019. The upcoming holiday season could bring more foot traffic to the McKinley Mall, but with the growing popularity of online shopping combined with the pandemic, it still may be less people.
Hi everyone, Anthony here with Ace's Adventures, and welcome to another episode. This time we are at the McKinley Mall in Blasdell / Hamburg, New York / Buffalo, New York, depending on who you ask. The McKinley Mall can best be described as the one that fought the good fight. My hometown mall, one of them, is a shell of its former self, and is clearly, or the end rather, is clearly in sight for this property. So the mall actually opened in 1985 with an AM&A's and a Sears, and then it would add a movie theater, a 6-screen theater, just a year later. In 1989 and 1990, it would also add a Sibley's and a JCPenney's, and the mall was a hot topic at the time when it was built. It was primarily undeveloped land. However, it was a good decision for the mall to be built at the time because the mall would prove to be a huge catalyst for growth in the suburbs south of Buffalo, as you're going to hear about in just a little bit. The iconic thing about this mall, too, as I had mentioned in the beginning, is that it defied most mall logic. Super regional mall Walden Galleria, which actually opened only about 10 miles away in '89, actually did not affect the McKinley Mall in its early years. And even though it laid waste to the nearby Thruway and Seneca malls, as they could not keep up, the McKinley Mall chugged right along for quite a long time. McKinley did go through its own changes, however, in the 90s as Kaufman's would take over Sibley's and Bon-Ton would succeed the defunct AM&A chain. The mall would continue to thrive, however, and would drive an explosion, as I had mentioned earlier, of local commerce and dining that would really define the Southtown retail scope, as such places as Home Depot, Circuit City, Toys R Us, Pier 1 Imports, Media Play, and a plethora of restaurants would open in out parcels and nearby plazas. The mall did well even through the early 2000s as Bed Bath & Beyond, Best Buy, Barnes & Noble, and Macy's would all enter the property. However, just as quickly as the mall was pushing through in an era of beginning struggle for retail, McKinley's fate would soon change. 2008 would come along, and we would see the beginning of the Great Recession and the mall's gradual downward trend. I want to show you this promotional video here showing the food court from the mall management themselves. They made it back in the early 2000s, and I wanted to show you the incredible contrast that will be a theme of this video of what the food court used to look like, and you won't believe the dramatic way that it looks now.
Stop into the McKinley Mall. Our food court has a wide selection of restaurants to choose from. Whole pizzas, pizzas by the slice, spaghetti, lasagna, and salads are all specialties of Sbarro's. Treat yourself to a great meal and try one of our daily specials. At Subway, you'll find healthy, fresh-made sandwiches, soups, and breakfast foods. Arby's restaurants are known for freshly carved roast beef and premium Angus beef sandwiches, all made with fresh, wholesome ingredients. Find your favorite Chinese dishes at Wok and Roll. With a large variety of delicious dishes and sides, you'll be coming back for more at Wok and Roll. Our Dairy Queen Orange Julius offers premium fruit smoothies, fruit blended beverages, and delicious ice cream creations. Queen City Char Grill has char-grilled Salem's hot dogs, grilled deluxe hamburgers, and delicious hoagies. All of this and more at Queen City Char Grill. Find tasty Mexican food at Casa de Tacos and Burritos. With fresh-made chicken and beef cooked daily, you'll love the flavor at Casa de Tacos and Burritos. Cedar's Pita Pockets is serving delicious falafels, chicken Slovakia salad, pita pockets, and more. You'll love this Greek-inspired restaurant. Find all this and more at the McKinley Mall.
Pretty stark contrast, isn't it? Just how the food court and the mall in general has fallen. This is one of my hometown malls. You guys saw the Chautauqua Mall a year or so ago, which was where I grew up for the first 30 years of my life, but I have been a Buffalo resident for the past going on 8 years now, and this is the mall that is closest to where I currently reside. And it's funny to see in the past 7 or 8 years the slow and gradual decline of this property. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the mall started to really decline in 2008. So I'm just going to talk with you for a few minutes about the economics and the situation of this mall in the Buffalo area. So as I mentioned in the earlier writing piece there, the mall survived through a lot of different things in its area, and even though there was an argument about this mall being built in the 80s, it really is a crazy catalyst where I only mentioned part of the growth that this mall led to in the area in the 90s and 2000s. I mean, I mentioned some of the places earlier, but I mean, you've got Toys R Us, you've got BJ's Wholesale Club, you've got a whole plaza, another plaza, 3 or 4 plazas. You've got the massive grocery store Wegmans. You have the Quaker Crossing Plaza down the street, which is where Target and Kohl's and another large movie theater, as well as several other retail complexes. I mean, it's just a plethora of retail establishments in the Orchard Park, Blasdell, McKinley, South Towns area, even though some places are listed as Buffalo. It's kind of weird the way the zip codes work here. So this place has really gone downhill, and COVID really has probably been the final nail in the coffin. One thing you'll notice throughout this video is that a lot of the areas, as what we're seeing right now on the right-hand side, are walled off where they used to be things, and the mall has done its best effort through several management and ownership changes to maintain a working mall and property. And it's funny because in this video it's a compilation of a couple different trips, and the mall has gone through several cosmetic and physical changes from the tenants that are there in each of these videos. And as a matter of fact, fact, after I'm done talking here, you're going to see a quick little clip from the mall, like a really super early advertisement for the mall. I'm going to show you some current footage that was just filmed yesterday. So what I did was I put this video together and just left the tail end to throw in some current footage as of the third week of March 2021 to show you currently just how rapidly things have been escalating for this mall, because this COVID really hurt this mall. A lot of malls, as I mentioned before, were struggling before, but COVID really just punched this mall in the mouth. So even just a couple days ago, Foot Locker just up and left in the middle of the night. Victoria's Secret is still there, but they are leaving in 3 weeks. Bath and Body Works is on a month-to-month contract. There are several other places, like there's a Zoomies in here that has a contract, or a lease through, for several years, but I don't see them sticking around. I mean, this mall really is in really bad shape. And like I said, you're going to see here a little brief clip from early on advertisements of the mall, and then I will chat with you guys for a little bit on the final pieces that you're going to see. Like I said, that were just recorded yesterday, and I added them in to give you a really good perspective of what's happening to this mall. And there will be more Buffalo malls coming up. There is the Boulevard Mall, which is hurting very badly as well. I'm going to revisit Eastern Hills Mall, as a lot of you had mentioned me to do that, and I will even take a look at the Walden Galleria Mall just to show some contrast of really what has happened with the retail scene here in the Buffalo area. And it's funny because even though the malls are struggling, and even though Walden Galleria Mall is having its problems with vacancy and crime and different things, the retail portion of Buffalo is doing just fine. For any of you that are locals to this area, you will know about Transit Road, which is a insanely long retail strip that's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stores on it. So enjoy this little retro clip here, and I'll be back to show you some current footage on what the mall looks like as of 2 days ago of this recording.
McKinley Mall, it's in fashion. It's in fashion at McKinley Mall.
Everything's in fashion this Easter season at McKinley Mall. See the exciting Shades of Spring fashion show with the latest in spring colors and styles for you.
It's in fashion at McKinley Mall.
And bring the children to see the Easter Bunny. There's fun, fashion, excitement, free gifts, and more. And it's all in store and waiting for you at McKinley Mall.
McKinley Mall, it's in fashion. It's in fashion at McKinley Mall.
Hi everyone, as promised, I told you I would show you guys what the mall looks like today in 2021. Doing something different, I am doing some live commentary over this video I'm shooting. I actually have permission to be in all these storefronts, so before you ask or anybody complains, I have permission to be back here. So we are in the old Gap right now. I know there physically is not much to see. This was an antique store for a little while after the Gap closed, but now you can see it's just another shell of a storefront. A lot of you have asked me too what I use to film, and I use one of the greatest tools I've ever discovered, the DJI Osmo Pocket. It's about $350, but it's well worth it if you want to get into mall exploring. So if you're into this kind of thing and you want to do it, which I encourage people to try it out, this is the tool that you would use. So little rare selfie. Hi everybody. So this is the back of the Gap right here. Pretty much just dressing rooms, nothing really that exciting to see. But I'm going to show you guys a handful of these stores, like I said I would do here at the end of the video. So we'll head on to the next storefront. But this is the old Gap. Okay, so here we are inside of an old 90s era Verizon Wireless store. Not much to see here, it's pretty small, so I'll do my best to show you guys this. I actually worked at a Verizon store from 2007 to 2009, so it's pretty crazy to see this be back here in this environment here. This is exactly how my store looked that I worked at. So obviously a very small store, of course. Let's see if this back door is open here. Oh yeah, it is. Let's see what's back here. Nope, not a whole ton. Just a storage area. It's hard to flip this around, you guys, so quick. The Osmo kind of does this weird moving motion type thingy. Is there anything back here? Let's see. Nope, not much. Just a small back room and a little office back here, or a toilet rather. So not much to see. Very eventful, but here's the old Verizon Wireless store. All right, so here we are inside of an old Master Cuts. Pretty cleaned out in here, not a ton to see, but just kind of giving you guys a unique perspective inside of an empty store. These are small spaces for the most part, and I believe this is just a small little back room area. Yes, ooh, it is warm in here, by the way. It is toasty back here. It's got a little break room back here, a little sink, a little phone. Nothing overly exciting. And we got a bathroom right here. And a closet over here, which is locked, so okay. Again, nothing much to see, just giving you a little tour of the inside of these stores here, and showing you what they used to be. This place, like I said before, is hurting very badly. All right, we are now in the back room. We are going to go outside into the former Vitamin World. So here's the former Vitamin World. A little bit bigger storefront this time, nothing too big. So again, very cleaned out. A lot of empty shelves, nothing left behind. But Vitamin World left last year. I don't know how the company is doing overall. I'm not too familiar with them, but I know that the pandemic definitely did not help things. So again, nothing over the top and super exciting, but just a little bit of a unique look at a vacant storefront from, I guess you could say, an employee perspective. So something you don't see every day. This is the back office maintenance area, but nothing to see there, and I want to respect their privacy, so we're not going to go back there. By the way, you can see this little blue and purple patch right here that you saw in the opening video. That's the original color scheme before they colored it up with this ugly red. So, and then one last thing I want to show you guys right here is a super old sprinkler layout for the mall. It says McKinley Mall, Blasdell, New York, sprinkler layout. And then up here, if you can see, hopefully the camera picks it up, you have Kaufman's and Kaufman's home store. Then you can't see it in the video right now, but you can see Sears, Bon-Ton. So not super old, but also not super modern. Of course, Kaufman's is long gone, so 10 to 15 years old this layout was at least. So pretty cool just to see, you know, again, an insider perspective of things at the mall, the inner workings, so to speak. All right, so next up here we have the old AT&T store. Again, visually, I know nothing much to see, but again, I think it's just kind of cool to have a behind-the-scenes kind of perspective. This mall, as I've mentioned several times, is hurting very badly. And over the past 3 to 4 months, there have been an accelerated amount of vacancies in addition to the ones that are already gone. Let's see if there's any kind of a back room here to check out. Not really. Just a closet, nothing of any interest there. And let's see, maybe there's a storage area back over here. Anything over here? Yeah, again, nothing. Very small. Nothing to see there, just a bathroom there. So again, nothing of super high interest, but just showing you another insider look at the old AT&T store. All right, and this is a former jewelry store of some kind, but as of the past couple of years, it was Parkside Candies. If you happen to be watching this video and you're local and you happen to know what this storefront was at one time, please let me know, because I do not. I looked up in the research, which was very limited on this mall, and tried to discover, other stuff about what the mall storefronts were. So again, if you are from the area, my guess is it was a jewelry store of some kind. It looks like a Reed's maybe or something, but let me know if you happen to know what this mall or this store used to be. Like I said, Parkside Candy for a few years, but with the pandemic, they have decided to nix their plans for this year. So